Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Oh my God, yesterday I did this exact live, but on the group where my clients are, and some of them definitely gathered some really core insights through the live. So I'm doing it again today. How's everyone doing? I'm just going to see quickly if everything is working out. If you're here, please do send me a hello, introduce yourself so that I know the live is working well and you can hear everything. On my end, it all looks really good. Now, if you have any questions while we are going, please do not hesitate to pop them in the comments so I can answer them as we go. Also, if you are watching a replay, do hashtag replay so that I would know later on that you have kind of seen the masterclass. And if you want me to reach out to discuss anything which kind of arises for you, you want to kind of go much more in depth around that, then also you can comment, reach out, and I'll reach out to you in your DMs. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the live. And today we are going to talk about one of the most juicy topic all around confidence and manifesting and goddess energy. Everything really beautiful. And my two core distinctions, which I'm going to share with you as we go deeper into the life today. But before we start, we are going to start with a meditation, just a 2 to 3 minutes of arriving in the space, really feeling into the space, and really just bringing our consciousness, our mind, our body to the present moment instead of being stuck somewhere else, which is one of the core elements in its entirety of manifesting and creating life of your dreams and really stepping into receiving and achieving and manifesting all your desire is your ability to be present, your ability to be here, your ability to not get stuck in the limiting patterns of the past and fear and uncertainty of the future and feeling crippled by that. So let's just close our eyes, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and a deep breath out. I want you to take a moment right now and really give yourself permission to let go of any lack or scarcity vibration in terms of your thoughts, irrespective of what's going on in your life at the moment. Just want you to give yourself permission in this moment in time to just come in this present moment and anchor yourself to your breath. Your breath is the reason why you are alive. And breath signifies abundance. It signifies a continuous flow of life in alignment to nature. And I want you to really tune into the breath going in and out and just appreciate life. Appreciate the beingness, your ability to be, your ability to exist, your ability to play with reality. Drop, drop, drop in your body, in your breath, into the present moment. Relax your shoulders, relax your core, your jaw, any tension you're holding in your body. Relax your yoni, and just be receptive to receiving. Be receptive for the insights to really land in your consciousness, and tune into the frequency of the infinite potential of every single moment. We're going to take a couple more breaths. Beautiful. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Hi, Samya. Hello. And let's receive, my goddess. Let's really tune into the frequency of receiving the abundance, receiving the guidance, receiving the knowledge, receiving, and really celebrating just for next 45 minutes or 40 minutes. And then we can go back and hold on to any worries or any stresses or anything. I assure you, it's not going anywhere. You're not scarce of those things. But just for some time, create a space of infinite potential. Create the space of the being really in the present, which is literally the core key to manifesting your desires. And let's begin. So if my eyes are kind of swapping in between right and left, then that is just because I am referring to my beautiful notes here, so I'm not missing any important information. If you are here, do send hello. If you're watching a replay, do hashtag replay. If you want me to reach out, hashtag reach out. And you can also just post a question or any insight which lands for you while you're watching this masterclass. Okay, so today we are going to talk about cultivating confidence and manifesting like a goddess. And the main thing I'm going to cover is 2 core pillars to release any fear, any self-doubt, to not only deal with life, but thrive from a grounded position of unwavering confidence. What do I really mean by that? I want you to really take a moment and realize first that what is the difference between just being stuck in survival and really thriving in life, really, playing with life and really embodying the frequency of the abundance of what's available to you if you truly open yourself to receiving and to achieving what you deeply deserve and what you deeply desire, whether that's in your relationships, whether that is in your career, whether that is in your life in general. Being woman, even in all the esoteric philosophy and ancient philosophies, femininity is signified as water and masculinity is signified as rock. This one is still and one is fluid and constantly moving. Feminine nature is to adapt. It's in us to adapt, it's in us to really settle into what is and really accept things for what they are. And hence, women are most prone to living a compromised reality, or when they are in a relationship which is not the greatest, or in a career which is not most fulfilling, we become used to that reality. We accept it as our homeostasis. That's the baseline of our existence, right? So we forget what it means to really live in abundance, what it really means to receive pleasure, to receive love, to receive prosperity, whether that is in your career, whether that is in your relationships, whether that is with your partner, your children, or your own self, right? We forget what it means to really aim high and to really go for that and to really open ourselves to the possibility that you can be that woman who is achieving incredible things in her life, who is receiving incredible things in life. And they go hand in hand. And we're going to kind of decode all that today. So I want you to open yourself right now to the possibility that you can and you are in capacity to welcome more abundance. You're in capacity to really step into your highest potential and to take on all the beautiful things, all the effortless things, and also radical self-responsibility to crystallize your vision into a 3D reality, right? Because we can think and envision and imagine and sit down and meditate upon all these goals and visions and dreams we have in regards to relationship or career or life or spirituality. But it's a complete different reality to really come out of your comfort zone and actually manifest these things, right? It's a complete different reality. One exists here and other exists in an embodied, lived experience where your relationships are thriving, where you feel financially abundant, where you feel divinely compensated in every single thing and every single experience you live. That reality is possible and you can have it all and you're able to have it all, but you have to be open to that first. You have to see your reality for what it is and see that it's not in alignment or it's compromise or you want more without any justification. You don't have to justify of wanting to feel financially abundant or wanting to feel loved or wanting to have an amazing career or wanting to have a well-integrated life. You don't have to justify yourself. The entire essence of wanting it and saying it out loud is more than enough. Okay. A little bit about myself. We have beautiful new people in this group, so I will quickly introduce myself without boring you guys for too long with just talking about me. But my name is Damini Gallagher. I'm a feminine confidence activator, purpose initiator, feminine empowerment coach, and Indian classical dancer. I've lived my entire life, at least for last 10 years, for last decade, really, really following my heart, following my soul, following the highest expression as it's wanting to express through me. And hence I do this work, what I do right now. And hence I have so much confidence and conviction and clarity in my life, in my relationships, in my career, in the direction I'm heading in. Because for me, freedom and living life in its highest expression is literally one of my top values. Nothing comes near it. And the more I've lived from the place of my heart and my soul, the more abundance I've attracted, the more love, the more pleasure, support, everything just magnetized towards me the day I started really living from the place of heart and really abandoned the voice of my puny ego wanting to keep me into the clutches of fear and self-doubt and constantly in a place of self-sabotage. I moved to Australia about 8, 9 years ago, 10 years ago now, almost. And that was like the peak of my suffering. It was literally the peak of my suffering. My family was not really with me. I was alone. I just knew that I hated everything about me, from my body to my mind, to my family, to my stories, to my country. I didn't feel belonged. I didn't feel that I really yeah, I hated everything about my life. And I made a decision to move to Australia to completely start new. And that literally tipped me over into the state of utter chaos because I went from feeling and hating everything to really doing something about it, right? And when I really got real around what it takes to manifest life of my dreams, to really achieve things in life without sacrificing my beauty and pleasure and art, it required a fair bit of work. I won't lie. Like, it really did require me to get real around the shit which I was holding on to, the ability of mine to let it go, to really hone that ability to let it go and to really step into my highest expression and really make choices day in, day out in alignment to what I deeply deserved, what I deeply desired, which was not a lot. To be honest, now running a six-figure business, having a beautiful son and really beautiful partner, and living a life of really where I feel like a goddess every single day, where I get love and pleasure from family and from my partner and from my clients. Like, in every single area of my life, I feel supported and taken care of. Where I'm at right now and where I was at that time, I just needed, just some miracle to happen. But it required me to get really real around it. And confidence, building embodied feminine confidence, was one of the core things which I had to embody. Life is going to always have infinite amount of possibilities and opportunities, and especially in the world we live right now, where we have so much access to anything and everything we can want. It's more about, are you confident in your ability, in your skill, in your body, in your expression, in your voice, in your beingness? Are you confident? And what does that really mean? Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Do you really believe yourself? Do you really trust? Do you really trust? Are you able to really let go into this beautiful life and really follow your heart and get real around what it takes to create the reality of your dreams? Little bit around what feminine embodied confidence is and kind of the difference in how we societally perceive confidence. We see confidence as this really hierarchical, dominating, loud, authoritative act of being, where you stand out because you're loud and you kind of dominate, like your energy kind of dominates others. That's a very masculine way of confidence. And to be honest, I do work with divine masculine. And it is something I cultivate in my clients, because at the end of the day, if you want to really attract beautiful love and pleasure and abundance in your relationships, whether that's your career, whether that's your profession, whether that's getting promotion or starting a business, or wanting to attract a divine man or a woman, or wanting to have a children inside a family, it requires you to work on your masculine and feminine together. So it's very important for you to reestablish a relationship with your inner masculine, but I've always been rooted in my feminine. And it's core. It's really the core, the feminine, because it's in relation to intuition, it's in relation to grace, to beauty, to pleasure, to fulfillment. It fulfills your soul. Your career, your success, the amount of money you have in your bank account, all these things matter. I'm not saying they don't matter, but when it comes to your soul's fulfillment, when it comes to really, manifesting the life of your dreams, the root of it exists in your femininity. It really does. And when a woman is truly embodied in her confidence, in her sense of self, then she expresses from the place of feeling really deep level of self-assurance, self-belief. And you can tell that through her body, you can tell that through her overall demeanor, through her voice, through her expression. She's comfortable in her skin. She embraces all of her. She doesn't hide. She doesn't hide. She's not constantly living from a place of servitude and sacrifice. Instead, she really exhibits calmness, grace, poise, fierceness, sensuality. She really embraces all of her beautiful facets which come with being a divine feminine goddess. And when you don't do that, when you do not really step into the embodied state of confidence, then few things, few factors which you can clearly notice, which will tell you that you're on the pathway to either feeling, because I work with high achieving women who have at some point in their career lost their sense of femininity to exist in a patriarchal society and to really achieve success in their profession or in their career or in their business, and climbing that ladder, they had to lose an entire part of themselves, which is in relation to emotions. So hence, even though they show that they're successful and they're strong and they have it all together, deep down it's coming from the place of people pleasing, fear of failure. They want to prove to themselves and prove to others that they got this, they have it all together, they are that strong woman. It comes from a place of self-doubt, even feeling like such a level of social anxiety where they're trying to find their place in the social structure. Lack of assertiveness, so not having really strong boundaries around their emotions, around their energetics, so anyone and everyone can kind of just walk all over them. Negative self-talk, procrastination, constantly putting things away which are truly, truly making a significant difference in your life, and feeling that opportunities never come to you, like why things never come to you, why you're always in a chase, right? And the chase comes from a shadow feminine place. The chase come from this conditioning which we have gone through around masculinity, around our society and our institutions. Because in school, that's what we are taught: how to get better grades, how to go to next class, how to not go to next class, how to then go to a college and university and make money, and how to then get married. And like you have these very beautiful steps laid out for you, and they're always kind of keeping you into the state of lack. Feminine doesn't do that. She's ever abundant. She really sits. If you see any of our Hindu goddesses or any of the goddesses, really, the epitome of grace and abundance, they sit in poise. They are always doing something. They're always giving something, whether that's Ma Lakshmi, who is giving abundance and wealth, whether that's Ma Saraswati, who is giving, the music and the knowledge, whether that is Ma Durga, who is the epitome of courage and grace and fierceness, whether that's Kali, who is ending the destruction, and destroying the illusions humanity has been like sitting in. A lot of dark night of soul kind of gets signified through Ma Kali. So they're always doing something, but they're always really deeply settled in their grace. They're deeply settled and really embodied in that sense of being, right? So the first core pillar of really embodying the confidence and manifesting the abundance and prosperity in every single area of your life is being comfortable in who you are, being comfortable in your divine expression as a goddess, as a woman, as a feminine being comfortable in your skin, in your voice. And hence, when I work with my clients, it's like the first month is really about creating the perfect conditions for the consciousness to arise in its full expression. I also do embodiment sessions in my groups and stuff like that for women to really become comfortable in their body. So the confidence is really oozing out of you without you even opening your mouth, without you even needing to say anything or prove anything or do anything. Your sense of being and your sense of existing in itself is full of confidence. It's full of radiance. And unless you're not comfortable in your skin, you really are not honoring your individuality, who you are as an individual, What is your unique expression? Until unless you're not doing that, the confidence is not going to really ooze out of you. Yes, you might get some techniques and some tools to speak a certain way, to be a certain way, to walk a certain way. But until unless there's not a deep rest and deep resonance with who you are as an individual, the confidence is kind of not going to come out. And your energetics and all that has to kind of revolve around your sense of confidence as well, because at the end of the day, sorry, your sense of identity and individuality as well, because until unless the self-actualization hasn't happened, you don't know what you want, what you desire, what you're here to do, why you want it, where you're heading. If you don't have clear understanding around these things, then you will become part of someone else's story, part of someone else's narrative, right? But the more you are deeply settled in your individuality and you have spent time knowing yourself, what you like, what you don't like, how you learn, how you grow, right? For me, I stopped like really reading books and doing things like that, like just acquiring more and more information years ago. Because for me, the language which I adapt most and which gets really integrated in my soul is through the transmission of other people, or whether it's through my lived experience. You know, it's not through information. Information is kind of not my strong suit. My memory absolutely sucks. And I've accepted that about myself. And I've kind of moved in life from the place of knowing that that is how I learn, that is how I grow. Hence, the content of what I want, which once I achieve it is how I feel confident. The content of what I want doesn't really matter in life, whether that's me going different level in business, whether that's me creating a new program or offer, or whether that's me coming to India and learning from my guru, or I'm about to do Himalaya. It doesn't matter what I am wanting. I know kind of how I get there. I know who I am, and I know every choice is coming from a place of integrity and deep resonance of who I am. So if you haven't spent time to really know who you are, like it should be so fucking crystal clear, like on a piece of paper. Like, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is my vision. This is where I'm heading. This is my direction. Because from that place of deep resonance and understanding and groundedness, things like discipline, things like hard work, things like punctuality, all these core key aspects of divine masculine, which are required you to manifest the life of your dream, will come from this place of beauty and grace. But if it's just a dry hustle of like just having some, you know, wanting to prove something, or, you know, coming from a place of self-doubt or comparison or feeling less than others, if it's really coming from that place, then you will always find that it's dry and you will lose momentum. You will not be able to keep the discipline and all these things, right? So it's very important for you to know who you are. Really, really fucking important. And I give this beautiful example to almost all my clients. And if you've seen my masterclass previously as well, you would see it's like if you are an apple tree, right? If your seed is of one being an apple tree, and you around you you're seeing all these mango trees and orange trees, and you're just looking at them and you're like, oh, I would love to make a mango pie out of the fruit I bear. I'm going to love to make a mango pie out of a fruit I bear. If you're constantly in the place of being someone who you are not, that will lead to resentment. An apple tree, once it realizes that it gives birth to this fucking juicy, delicious apples, then you would go and create an apple pie. And that apple pie is going to be fucking fantastic, and it's going to taste delicious, and you can start getting into more creativity of what to do with your sense of expression, with your sense of being, with your sense of individuality, who you are as an individual, not just one of the masses. Because when you are just one of the masses and you're just trying to copy others, that is what breeds self-doubt. Do you understand what I mean? You're not trusting yourself fully. The capital S self. You're not trusting the divine, how it's wanting to express through you. So you will constantly be in the state of copying, in the state of comparison, in the state of feeling less than, in the state of not feeling comfortable, but always wanting to be something you divinely and beautifully are not. So that is the act of receiving. It's a very core act, the act of receiving the divine guidance, the act of you having a beautiful relationship with divine and really trusting, right? The feminine receptivity needs to be there. That's the first core pillar. And now the second core pillar is your relationship with the divine masculine. And what I mean by that is having solid structure and pathway to fucking achieve it. Once you have received the wisdom and the intuition and you are clear on who you are, what is it that you want, why do you want it, what is the fucking reason for you to want it? Right? What is the reason? If the reason is not really deeply embedded in your fucking soul, that it really ignites your heart when you say it out loud, the results, the manifestation is going to be distorted. There's absolutely no doubt around it. There's no doubt that the manifestation will be distorted if you are showing up from the place of not feeling the vision, the goal in your entire body and soul. So once you have the clarity around it, then the second step is to really create a solid structure and a pathway to achieve it, where the divine masculine comes into the place, right? Because the feminine, if left on its own, is this beautiful, pleasurable, loving, divine being, but also it's just full of chaos. And it's this like not contained energy. It's just energy in its core essence, right? But the divine masculine, the structure, the systems is what creates the pathway. It channels that energy. And it's a really important part, like really, really important. I work with women from ranging from the age of 24 all the way up to 50. And same thing they're learning. Who they are, what they want, what's the new, persona they want to play with while still being deeply embedded and deeply rooted in their individuality, and then how to create the right conditions and structures and pathway to really go and get it and not be stuck in the overwhelm and the self-doubt and the self-sabotage and I'm not enough and I don't even know if this is for me. Like all that doubt is so freaking draining and exhausting. And I'm telling it from my own experience, right? The reason I've been able to build a successful business and I have soulful clients and a beautiful art form and a lifestyle which allows me to travel and to really live life of my dreams and at the same time feel abundant and supportive and a fucking beautiful partner and a divine child is because I got real around what was the bullshit of my ego and what was the real deal of my soul. And aligned my ego, aligned the structure, the pathway, the discipline, accountability, all that, and support. At every step of my business, I've hired a coach. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the insights, you can have all the epiphanies, but if you are not really putting in the work and stepping up, things are just not going to happen. They're not going to happen. They will stay here in this realm. And I've spent so much time in this realm in the past until I really chose the path of integrity. I used to call myself integration coach. I used to call myself because my entire thing was about integrating, still is. I help people integrate their spiritual self with their, societal self. A lot of my one-on-one clients are kind of in that sphere. So the structure, the support, the discipline, the accountability, the pathway which is required for you to really show up and manifest your life is really core. It's really important, but it has to be rooted in what feels good. It has to be rooted in what comes to you, which comes through you as an individual. And then you basically cut through the bullshit and you get your energetics right. Your energetics are very important. If you want to manifest at lightning fast speed, and want to be a queen and not just a worker. A worker goes and does things and gets, consistent wage over time. A queen embodiment, a goddess embodiment is very different, right? It's more rooted in infinite abundance. It's rooted in exponential growth. It's rooted in grace and beauty. I hope it all sounds makes sense to you and you're really receiving what I'm saying and it's really hitting home. I'm just looking at my notes and seeing if there's anything I have missed. They have to work hand in hand, right? The receiving and the achieving, which are the two core pillars, the masculine and the feminine. The clarity around who you are, what is it that you want, why is it that you want it, has to be then, once that's clear, then has to be merged with a fucking solid structure, right? There's a reason I have a guru in India to teach me Kathak. I can learn from YouTube videos and books and all these things, but I know that the rate at what I want to grow and receive, and I have capacity to receive, that's the kind of structure and support I require. Same as with my business. Every single time I go to the next level, it's like the person who am I now is not going to achieve the next level because I don't even know what that looks like. And I'm so caught. Every single level I have gone up in my art or in my business is me basically unlayering my old self, taking off things through reflection of people who were beyond, in their experience in that particular field, who were much more expansive, who could hold that vision. And more than anything, it's like I deserve that support. I deserve that support. And I'm truly saying it not from a selling viewpoint. I'm truly saying it from my heart that I deserve having a business coach. I deserve having support in my life. I deserve having a guru who can show me beyond what my two eyes and my, small little ego can see, who can push me where there is trust. And then that, of course, intertwines in accountability and the discipline and the action and the hard work and showing up and showing up and showing up for your vision unapologetically, irrespective of what validation you're receiving from outside. So the two core pillars of you really stepping into thriving and not just surviving are, first of all, being comfortable in your skin, understanding your individual expression, your voice, your body, your mind, your soul, becoming intimate with yourself and really bringing out your full expression, right? And not just copying and living in a state of compromise and comparison and self-doubt and fear of uncertainty. Because to be honest, I want to say last thing is, at the end of the day, if you really want to achieve things in life and really want to feel confident, like deeply embodiedly confident, you only feel confident about something you can do, right? So if you're achieving and you're receiving and you're kind of elevating your consciousness, undoubtedly you're going to keep on feeling more and more confident, because then you feel confident in your ability to go and go and go and go and manifest, right? So if you truly want to do that, at the end of the day, you have to be okay with uncertainty, with unknown, not knowing, leaning into the discomfort, leaning into your vision, even though you have no fucking idea of how it's going to happen, right? And for me, that always, like, the lean in comes with some reflection of that person who is embodying that more than me. And I usually go under their knowledge system, which is like, as I said, hiring a business coach or a guru or whatever that looks like. That's how it works for me. But when you lean into that discomfort, doesn't matter who is their guide, mentor, guru, when you lean into that discomfort, there's only one person who is with you in that space, and that is you. So if you are not comfortable and confident in yourself, in your self-expression, in what you want, in your vision, in where you are heading, and you don't have clarity, then good luck with feeling, being okay to take that leap of faith we talk about, to really go into that uncertainty, to really go and surrender into the unknown. And the second is creating divine masculine structures and support and accountability and all the divine channel for you to really channel that energy, the divine feminine energy, which is wanting to flow through you, which is wanting to speak through you, which is wanting to express through you. Because if you don't have the right capacity to hold the energy, it will not come to you, right? If there's a vessel, you can only put so much water in the vessel, as big as the vessel. After that, the water starts pouring out. So that's why when I work with my clients, working on their body, on their mind, on their energetics, I spend so much time just creating the right condition and capacity so the divine intuition can really flow in. And I use Tantra and Vedas, Ayurveda, my history in psychology, and I've done like coaching and stuff, but mostly it's coming from this divine ancient knowledge. And of course, me being as a dancer, until unless you don't have a divine channel and the right conditions for your consciousness to really bloom and for that divinity and the insights to really come, you can't receive. It can be right in fucking front of you. You won't be able to see it because you don't have the awareness and the expansion and the ability to contain. So work on your containment, work on your channel, work on your divine masculinity. And if you want to go get there,